How you doing today, folks? Today I'd like to go ahead and show you a landscape in the Nichols section of Trumbull, Connecticut, where we did a small planting in the back of the house. And what happened was my clients put an addition on the house last year, a little three-season room, and then they had to bump out their landscape and the access to their pool around the back of the house. They had a walkway built. So I was asked to come in and just soften, make the walkway look like it fit in on the way to the pool. So what I'd like to do is just go ahead and show you guys, the little tricks I use and how I went about doing it, and some of the things to keep in mind if you're doing a project like this. Now, certainly if you live in the Trumbull area, Newtown, Shelton, I'd be more than happy to come out and give you a hand. But if you're not, feel free to walk along with me. Let me show you a few things to look out for. We'll start by just panning across this landscape. So there's the start of the walkway. So everything on the inside of the walkway is new, and then on the outside there was a pretty substantial change in grade, so I did end up having to bring some soil and plant some grass over there. So here we are, we're looking up the walkway, so we would be, my truck is parked on the driveway over here, so if you wanted to come around to get to the pool, you would start walking over this way. So what I've got on the left here is I've got a hydrangea. That's a big leaf hydrangea, and that's going to get bigger, so that's going to be our summer interest over there. Now at the back of this planting, the lattice, it's a very toned down lattice. It's not white. It's not bad to look at, but what I wanted to do was soften it up a bit. So we went with a nice boxwood hedge in the back here, and as time goes by, that boxwood hedge is going to grow up to 3.5 feet tall and cover the base of that lattice. Now you can prune the boxwood to whatever size you like, but my goal there would be to go for like a 36 to 42 inch height. And then the shrub we've got planted over here, this is called cotoneaster. It has small flowers in the spring, but the main reason you grow it is you can just see it's just starting to get its berries there, its fruits. These are going to turn red in late summer through the fall for interest. And cotoneaster is a spreading shrub, so as time goes by, this cotoneaster is going to fill out here, and it's going to soften the edge of the wall a bit. Now, one issue we did have with this walkway was because of the change in grade with the new, the new addition. They had to add 2 steps there, but I don't really know why exactly. The masons didn't build sides on the wall. So there's actually a downspout. If you take a look back there, there's a downspout that would end up dumping water, and if the water was just washing all the dirt and everything onto the walkway. So what I ended up doing was they've got some beautiful rocks around here. So I went and found some nice rocks, and I placed them along the edge of the walkway, and I tried not to do anything too formal, but we placed them along the walkway. I've got the lichens on the rocks showing, and that's what's going to work to hold back the grade in the back there. And then the other thing I did was where this drain pipe is, I put this little black drain. One of the most overlooked features I see in landscapes are the downspouts. So what I did is I took the downspout, put it in this little black pipe, ran it along the back over here, and then it comes out into the drive. Now, in a perfect world, before the walkway was built, it would have been very nice to have run this underneath the walkway, and then it could have very easily come out over there. But sometimes you just got to work with what you got. Now, the other issue we had here was, the old beds didn't have this kind of curve to them. We were working with what was there. So to make things blend in, I ended up carving. I carved the beds out over here, and then I also carved the beds out over there for this kind of half moon effect. And then I added some spirea over here and one andromeda as well to make it come together. Okay, and then up here, I brought in a lot of soil. The grade was actually fairly low here, and I kind of mounded up my grade in this bed so we would have some more height. And then as our focal point, we're doing this beautiful lace leaf maple. And this will get bigger, and this will eventually get to be maybe 5 to 6 feet tall, similar spread. And I also went and picked some rocks out of the woods again with these beautiful lichens, put them at a level so they look kind of natural there. And as things grow in, the more things grow in, the more natural this will look. And just look at these beautiful lichens on that rock. I mean, that is just gorgeous. And then we did continue our boxwood hedge along the back over here. And there was one existing boxwood that I planted at the end of the hedge there. I had to move that from somewhere else, and it just seemed to fit in really nicely there. Now, on either side of the gate to the pool, we ended up planting a couple dwarf fountain grasses, you know, for some summer interest. And then actually this sedum was already growing in the bed. I dug it out when the project started, but to try to make the landscape fit in to what was already here, we replanted it. I divided the clump, replanted it there, and then I put some over here as well. So you get a little bit of repetition. So the repetition is good because that way it feels like the landscape is one. It's also nice because I know there is some sedum mixed in, so by having some sedum mixed in the older part of the landscape and the new part, it makes it all seem like one project. And if you look over there, you can see there's some beautiful yarrow in full bloom. So I had some yarrow, I divided, and I tucked it in right in the front over here. And then finally I went with some nice blue star junipers. You know, quite often I'll see people planting spreading junipers, and the spreading ones can sometimes get a little bit high maintenance because of all the pruning needed, and they'll sometimes get disease as well if they're overwatered. So I really like the blue star because it's a much more tight habit, and I also like the nice blue color, which is going to play very nicely off the red of the maple. And then the final feature we have in the back of the bed, this is a plant called Clethra alnifolia. Now this has a white bloom, and Clethra actually, if I were to walk in the woods over here, you would see it growing in the woods, but it's got a beautiful white summer bloom, a very easy to care for shrub. So I figure we've got the pool right over the fence, so we'll have some nice white flowers to kind of look at as you're in the pool. So that pretty much concludes our tour. I hope you enjoyed you know, looking at these gardens and picked up a few tips for your own landscape. If you live in the Trumbull, Newtown, Shelton area and you need some help with your landscape, please give me a call. And thank you very much for watching. Have a wonderful day.